Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about a skill that's, well, it's not just important, it's absolutely essential for navigating this crazy thing we call life. And that skill is resilience. Because let's be honest, life is going to knock us down. The real question is, how do we get back up? Maybe even stronger than before?
You know, this quote from Nelson Mandela just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of staring up at a mountain that just seems way too high to climb. Well, resilience, that's the engine that gets us to the top. It proves to ourselves that, yeah, the impossible can actually be done.
So that's the big question, right? When a setback knocks you flat on your back, where on earth does that strength come from? Well, in this explainer, we're gonna unpack exactly that.
Okay, first things first, let's just get one universal truth out on the table. No one gets a free pass from difficulty. Nobody. And acknowledging that is so important because it helps us realize our struggles are normal. It proves that resilience isn't just some nice-to-have bonus skill, it's essential. The fact is, life is just, well, it's unpredictable by design. Getting hit with negativity or dealing with setbacks isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. Honestly, it's just a totally normal part of the human experience for every single one of us. And these challenges, they come from all over the place. It might be a major hurdle at work, the pain of a personal loss, all those societal pressures we feel, or even just that nagging little critic inside our own heads. These are the moments that demand our resilience, and we all face them. So we know we need it, but what exactly is resilience? You hear this word thrown around all the time, but it's often misunderstood. People think it just means having a stiff upper lip or just powering through, but it's actually so much more dynamic than that.
And this right here is such a crucial distinction. Endurance is kind of passive, it's just weathering the storm. But true resilience, that's active. It's about adapting, it's about growing, and it's about actually learning from that storm so you come out stronger and better prepared for whatever comes next.
So here's the core definition. It's about adapting and recovering, for sure, but I want you to notice that last part, maintain a sense of purpose. That's the key. Resilience is what keeps your inner compass pointing true north, even when you feel completely lost in the woods. This idea ties in perfectly with what Carol Dweck talks about with the growth mindset. See, resilience isn't some fixed trait that you either have or you don't. It's a process of becoming. It's all about the journey of constantly learning and improving. And when you embrace that, it leads to this incredibly powerful shift in your perspective. Suddenly, with resilience, a setback isn't a roadblock anymore. It's a stepping stone. These challenges actually get transformed into opportunities for real, genuine self-improvement. But okay, if resilience is so important, why can it be so hard to actually practice? Well, it turns out there are some pretty common roadblocks, both inside our own heads and out in the world, that can really get in our way. You know that little voice in your head telling you, I can't do this? Or all that doom scrolling we do? Our natural instinct to just run away from anything uncomfortable. These are the saboteurs of resilience. They create this cycle of helplessness that can feel absolutely impossible to break. But this is where our power is. Maya Angelou reminds us that while we can't always control the storm raging around us, we absolutely have control over our response to it. We can choose not to be diminished by our circumstances. And that choice, that's the very spark of resilience. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the how. It's time to open up the toolkit and look at 5 practical, actionable strategies you can literally start using today. All right, here they are. Cultivating a positive mindset, developing problem-solving skills, building a strong support network, embracing flexibility, and of course, practicing self-care. Think of these as the 5 core pillars for building up your resilience. Now, let's break them down. First up, positivity. Now, this isn't about ignoring your problems, okay? It's about rewiring your brain to see the possibilities. Simple things like a gratitude journal or consciously reframing the thought, I failed, into I learned, can fundamentally change your entire outlook. Next, let's get practical. Resilience really grows when we feel capable. So take those huge, overwhelming problems and break them down into tiny, actionable steps. It makes them way less scary. And, so importantly, you don't have to do it alone. A strong support network is like a powerful shield against stress. And finally, we have the foundation of it all. Let's be real, life rarely goes according to plan, right? So being flexible is absolutely key. And look, none of this other stuff works if you're running on empty. Self-care, good sleep, nutrition, a little movement, that's not an indulgence. It is the fuel that your resilience runs on. So let's just pull the lens back for a minute here. Building these skills, it's not just about getting through the next crisis. It's about weaving resilience into the very fabric of your life, making it a way of being. And the long-term impact of this is just profound. When you practice resilience, you don't just survive, you actually start to thrive. You develop deeper empathy for others. You build this unshakable trust in yourself, and you find a much richer sense of fulfillment in your life. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust, knew this better than anyone. His words just capture the absolute essence of resilience. When the world outside is totally uncontrollable, our greatest power is the freedom to change our world within. That right there is true strength. And it is so important to remember that this isn't a finish line. It's not a destination you arrive at. It's a continuous journey. It takes patience, it takes self-compassion, and it's a practice of starting over again and again and getting a little bit stronger each time. I just love this final thought. What a beautiful and powerful image. Resilience isn't about gritting your teeth and just waiting for the sun to finally come out. It's about finding the grace and the strength and maybe even a little bit of joy right in the middle of the storm. So I'll leave you with this question. It doesn't have to be some huge life-altering shift. Just what is one small, simple choice you can make today, right now, to start building your own resilience? Think about it. Thanks for joining me.